Buff Lamb ran me out of town with a bunch of other guys.
Listen, I rarely get to talk with people about Buff Lamb anymore. This is great. Yeah, Buff Lamb.
I was like, she won't remember what she looks like.
Might be my brother's dad. Who knows?
And we have learned something.
Well, my brother and my dad, they have very, very different blood types.
Yeah.
Very different.
Buff Lamb ran the Hells Angels out of Ozark.
Wait, I thought we were charging them.
Yeah.
We ran them out.
On foot?
One guy pulled a pistol
Oh,
on
that's
him.
cute.
Buff Lamb
Grabbed it.
grabbed it, and the hammer came down on the head right there.
Whoa.
I would have shot him.
I want to just say good evening. My name's Greg. I work here at the library station. I will be your host this evening. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for coming out on 9/11's anniversary to talk
Which is
about
also 9/11.
We thought that this would be a good thing for the library to do because there's so many things you can find at the library that will make you laugh. And so we thought, let's borrow Tina Fey's name and image to try and sell this to people. So that worked out beautifully. People talk because I'm not as funny as they are.
Gregory, could I just interrupt you for 1 second?
Please do.
Thank you for having me.
Please. Immediately on the other side of the table, some time ago, Daniel Newell was born to a couple of parents. Both of them provided roughly 50% of the genetic material that made him. As a small child, Daniel enjoyed things like growing up and using the correct restroom. This event is his favorite Tina Fey memory so far, and Daniel is a writerly person who creates poetry, jealously keeps a humor journal, and is known for his funny Halloween costumes and shares on Facebook.
That concludes our Tina Fey event tonight. Thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate it. Gregory, I will need verbal confirmation from you that my 40 cents in library fines will be expunged from my record for participating in this event.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, that's all I ask. That's all I've ever asked.
Right.
I'm little more than happy to be here tonight. I would like to thank everyone for something. We don't have time for that. Do a little story about Tina Fey. I first met her some years back via an audiobook, and it was like somehow she was speaking directly to me. So much from that book has stuck by me. So the ancients divided humor into 4 different segments, and that was blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. Each one of those somehow manages, thank you. Yeah, for the phlegm. We got a hand clap for the phlegm. Each one of those somehow manages to be more disgusting than the last. I think if I had to choose, I'd go with phlegm. It seems popular.
It's funniest probably too.
Yeah, well, yellow bile. The fact that we divide up bile into 2 different categories, but you would go into your doctor or your humoralist, and he would say, well, you need more yellow bile. So this is where comedy comes from. These are the roots. These are the hard roots. Today is it's a funny day to have a humor event, I think.
Darkly funny.
Okay. Not all you know this, but some years back, this very day in 2011 actually, I was going to get groceries, and taking my groceries out to my car, I got a phone call. And so I took the call and I left the groceries on top of my car, and I got so involved in the conversation that I forgot about the groceries, and I drove off, and they were just scattered behind me. So right now I'd like to read a list of the groceries that were lost that day. Milk, eggs, cheese, yogurt, also Go-Gurt, because I like to enjoy my yogurt both at home and abroad. But getting back to Tina Fey, though, and this might be unpopular, but I don't know a lot about her. I did listen to her book the entire way through because I'm not lazy. But I do want to come out with my position that I am against child stabbing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I wear the No Stab Child Left Behind bracelet and the anklet. If you want to look later, we're not going to show that right now.
So how long have you been keeping humor journals and keeping them or discarding them?
Actually, since 2001.
Interesting.
If no one has any questions.
Did you say what you did for a living?
I didn't. Good question.
Thank you.
Since no one has any other questions, I'm going to give you some. You go ahead and ask me.
So what's up?
What's up? Excellent. Yeah, question.
Have you ever considered doing improvisational comedy?
I have, and I took classes for 5 years, or for 5 classes worth at the Skin Improv, and then I did improv shows at the Laugh a Latte from 2008 to 2008. From 2008 to like late 2008 to more of a more of a, like from a George W. Bush 2008 to more of an Obama 2008, if that helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you do for a living?
Yes. I keep getting that question. Somebody else in here asked that earlier. For living, I breathe inward as deeply as possible, then I let it out, and then I'll eat sometimes.
But how do you support yourself?
Skeletal system. I don't. So I guess there's also, I mean, since you asked the question, tendons that connect the bones to the other tissue.
Do you earn money?
I do.
How do you do that?
In our present day system, what people will do is offer goods or services in exchange for currency that everyone accepts in mass.
And what are your goods or services?
So
What does your
usually,
sex stuff say?
usually I get to know a woman a little more before she asks about my goods. I'm a consultant, and I'm glad we're having this discussion too, because I've got some ideas that we can work on. Your questions are good, but they're not great.
Okay.
And I think you're kind of playing the same tune over and over and over. Like, what if you asked a question like about my hair? Like, is this my natural color? No, it's not. I just answered.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't interested in that.
Do you have a follow-up question to
Yeah,
the
I
ones
do.
that I haven't answered?
Where did you go to school?
Locally.
At a college?
Some. There was a point when I was at Missouri State. Actually, I defected. I was originally at Southwest Missouri State. And then it changed. Yes, question, Summer.
Where?
Okay, well, okay, there.
I was going to
Sorry.
ask exactly, are you from Springfield?
Yes.
How long have you been funny?
That is a question for others, I think. I went to school at Missouri State. I had a triple major in undergrad, and then I have a master's in English. And my undergrad degrees are... I've been sitting beside you this entire time.
No, like, I also took English grad classes.
Well, we're not bragging, are we? Okay. Well, what class did you have? Did you see me in the halls?
Did you
never
ever
said
take
anything?
anything with Mark Trevor Smith?
Like, was I involved in a heist with Mark Trevor Smith? Like, did we rob the bank in Sparta?
No, I just felt like you were in one
It
of
was
my
Buff
classes,
Lamb.
maybe.
I barely was,
Okay.
because I was in a play that same semester, and I got him to let me do kind of an independent study, but also be enrolled with the class after rehearsals were done. You had a prompt in the messages you sent us before about how to break into comedy.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to do that is just to try to make people laugh. That's what I've always found.
That's what you
I'm a server at Nona's Italian restaurant.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which one?
Downtown.
Oh, okay. Do you know what happened to my hat?
Okay, so it got lost.
I left my hat at Noon.
That
And I
I'm
went
here to
back-
answer all your questions.
I went back,
We still have it.
and
We've
the
been passing it
waiter
around.
said- It was nice. I just bought it.
I know. I've enjoyed it. I get there's a rotation. I get every 2 weeks. Anytime I open up the floor for questions, though, I like the idea if we had like a retractable floor. I think that would be more interesting. Anytime I meet someone named Zach, I feel like interrogating them about whether or not they're a Legomaniac. I have a prepared statement, too.
Prepared statement.
I had several unprepared statements, but this one's prepared. If elected, I promise to raise the roof and donate a puppy. Not to anywhere particular, just I will take a puppy from someone and give it to someone else for free. I've got a team of Teamsters working around the clock right now. Not like 24 hours a day, they just work in close proximity to a clock. Just very close to a clock. And I won't let you down. Like, even if you ask me politely, please set me down now. I won't. Thank you, and good evening. Is that all I had to do to stop talking? Okay. I was done like 10 minutes ago.
kind of like to pester you with a serious question.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of like the found humor and the like. Tell me what the humor journal is for. Tell me what it's for.
Is it just for
For-
you?
it's
Is it just for you?
inspire
For
or
you
is
and
it-
me. It's for all of us.
It's for all.
But you
By
won't share
golly.
it. Well, I understand.
I
why
shared a
you
little
won't.
bit. I shared a little bit. Here we go. So, first page. No, this is not a Bible. This is the Humor Journal, another testament of Daniel Newell, with the fringe on top, the tamper-resistant fringe. Yes, it's got pink innards. I'm going to skip that part. Gosh, I keep thinking about what this book would look like without the fringe. If you're reading this book at a time after I've cut off the mangled fringe, it used to have fringe, which looked okay, I think. I want to thank you all for your prayers during this awesome time. It's been, things have been going well, and they're just like better constantly. And now we have somebody in the back.
That's right.
I'm sorry it took me a few minutes. I have a little bit of lag in my question answering.
Oh, okay.
Have we met before?
No.
After? Do you think we met after? Like maybe we're going to see each other again?
That would be impossible to know ahead of time.
Not if we plan something. We're not planning. Sir, we're not planning anything.
I'd like to have a dinner.
We're not.
Are we going to watch videos?
I
think that's more up
so.
to Greg.
I think so. If I stop talking, I think we will.
When you guys are ready to.
I'm ready. It's crazy you know Buff Lamb, though. That's family history for
He
me.
does, I don't. I didn't come to Christian County when Buffy was there.
You're a latecomer.
Yes.
Do you know Good Hope?
Church, yeah.
Well, the general store. Did you ever go to the general store there?
Sean Mann, he's lived there
My
forever.
granddad ran that for its entirety. Norman Jenkins.
What was his name?
Norman Jenkins. I think he might be your cousin.
What was it, Norman
Norman?
Jenkins? Isn't that
What about Norma? He has a sister named Norma.
You're making things up.
I'm not. Check my
See,
family
okay,
tree.
This is what you can't.
Greg, is it okay if I plug something briefly?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, my phone is dying too. I gotta.
Plug something.
Saturday at what was the Skinny Improv. It's the same location. The Springfield Improv has shows at 6:30, 8, and 10. 6:30 is pay whatever you want. 10 I think is $10 or $12. I can't remember. And the 10 o'clock show I'm in should be is $5, and it's called 88 miles per hour. Back to the Future reference, because we kind of jump back and forth in time, so and play with that space-time continuum like you mentioned.
And I'm just gonna plug something
Just
too.
wanna throw that out.
In charge. Thank you.
SpringfieldImprov.com.
Thank you.
So, can you answer some questions about Springfield Improv? Is it all the same people?
No, because
All different people.
but a lot of the same people.
Would you say 99%?
No.
Are you saying they're different people because you never step in the same river twice because they've aged a couple weeks since they were?
Well, we have
singing improv?
changed all the names of shows, even shows that are very similar.
Okay, with the same people?
Well, some people left and some people stayed.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Not about the staying, but about the leaving.
Yeah.
While we're waiting on this, I'm going to go over the difference between humor and then humor, the British spelling. So we've got this right here, and you can see there's a second U. And what we call that in English is the word features a double U. Miss, what's your name?
Jackie.
Jackie. Do you mind if I interview you for the behind-the-scenes video I'm making about this event?
No.
Okay, well, I guess you're both going to kind of be in this scene. All right, this is Jackie. Take one.
Yes.
Yeah, have you had a good time?
Yes.
Okay, good. Jackie's significant other. I'm assuming you're significant. You have a certain amount of significance, sir. Has anyone ever described you as faintly military?
That's just today's outfit.
Just